The Iceman is turned today, man. You already know what we doing today. You might want to roll up for this one. You know me. A lot of people actually think about the marketplace, right? And I know they feel like it's hard to actually see or anticipate big moves. Now, some of the biggest moves that you've ever seen, we covered this in a video about manual intervention a while ago. I make so many videos, dog. I don't even know which video it is. But if you go watch the other video before this one about manual intervention, you'll have a bigger understanding, even more through this lecture. Right. The whole point in talking about manual intervention, right? We understand smart money is the one that's going to run this motherfucking market, whether we like it or not. That being said, now we talked extensively on this channel about AMD cycles and stuff like that. Now we can actually talk about like the marketplace, right? MJ, what are we looking at? Beautiful sell day, yeah. Now, for context, right? As I'm with my Discord, I'm talking to them about objectives today. I literally said, hey, what do we think? Are we thinking about buy side liquidity there? Or are we thinking about sell side liquidity here? We're going to keep this very simple at first. We understand liquidity. And I'm not going to lie to you, bro. Oh my God. This is some of the best weed I've smoked in like a day. But I got some new weed today. And this shit is called, if you ever come across this strain, you want to try it, get what's called Golden Sands. Golden Sands, brother. Insane flower. And the reason why the universe gave me some insane flower today is to get me ready for this motherfucker, right? Now, the biggest thing about manual intervention, right? I mean, obviously, we're just talking about regular liquidity, right? So right now we just have some regular external on both sides. The problem or the issue, right? You probably noticed this that when I drag it down to like a smaller time frame, matter of fact, let's do like a 30. Okay. That way we can still see like the bulk of the week. Right. This is my thing. And every time you guys be wondering like what I be blowing, pause. Oh, pause on that one. But like why is be doing it and whatever, right? Because sometimes I'll be ashing on the keyboard and I'm like, fuck. So I gotta blow the ash off the keyboard. That sounded crazy for a second. But when we're thinking about manual intervention, you probably noticed they started making a wild, insane, wild, insane amount of liquidity. Thank you. It's my thing. I mean, I'm not trying to like fully quantify it. Like, I don't have like a number in my head that this is too much liquidity being built. But what I'm saying is, when you're looking in the same area like this, and you're like, yo, why are they massively building? It's almost like a zoo of liquidity. So like, I mean, you guys can help me name it in the comments, but like, what should we call it when they do like, I mean, just a, and when I say zoo, that just means like super wild, right? This is so much liquidity, it's insane. Now, when we talk about manual intervention and what they normally do with it, right? They start making so much more extra liquidity because they're telling us, smart money traders, right? We're trying to communicate with each other, right? Brother, not only are they telling you obvious bias with all this stuff down here, but didn't you feel like it was kind of strange that it took literally until fucking Thursday to even tag any of this stuff? When we talk about like dominant versus non-dominant direction, right? I mean, anything that is going to be like high or low resistant is not going to take forever to get to your target. So when we talk about what's real in terms of bias, right? Like you're not going to see something take forever. Ooh. Now, this is the thing, right? When they're making a boatload of liquidity like this is a wild looking liquidity pool already. Not taking these one or two times seems regular still. However, when you start to realize, hmm, what have they been doing for you on the way up? Now, like I said, it's not like a regular amount of liquidity. It's almost like this weed is so strong that I had to put it down for a second. Oh my Lord Jesus, had to hit some water. Oh my God. Yo, you never see me really say that too. Like how the weed is so good that I'm like, you ever just hit it and look at it? If you're wondering, oh, what hat I was wearing today? I was wearing my Eagles hat today. And, you know, I don't know. I guess like, I don't know. I typically rock my hat to the front, but when you get on these charts, dog, you gotta be turning the hat backwards like Ash Ketchum. You gotta be like, because it's time to get to work. When you see them make all of this fucking liquidity, dog, not only do you know what this bias is about to be, but when it comes to manual intervention, right? It's almost like we can talk about it like an extreme slingshot. So for them to do all this stuff here, now it's obvious, right? I mean, just talking about the basics. Now, right after this video, if you want like the director's cut, you want the bonus scenes, you want the non-filtered version of all this stuff, then you're going to watch the members only video that's about to be in the Discord after this. But what I'm going to say, even for here, when you're just learning basics of market structure, which I teach on this channel, you're going to get to a point where you're like, yo, obviously liquidity was taken at the top. So, and we displaced on Wednesday. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. Is it not weird to you that Wednesday's the high of the week? I just want to ask you that one more time. Is it not weird to you that Wednesday is the high of the week? Now, I'm gonna go more into detail on that on the members only version. However, Wednesday is your high of the week. All I'm gonna say is there's already some strange shit happening. If you understand the days of the week and what they do, my students will understand why that might be significant. However, now, Peter Parker, we need to light the weed. Damn. Now, like I said, just a small recap. We talked so far about how the end of the Friday into the Monday, and I mean like literally stacking for these 2 weeks straight, 3 weeks straight, if I'm honest. How much liquidity did they really start stacking, brother? It's almost like a redonkulous amount. Now, watch this. Where are we going, Jay? There's that Wednesday high right there. You didn't find it strange that the entire time they were building on you. The thing is, them building that much liquidity is going to lead you into understanding not just the bias, but there is going to be something coming. And when they do, now my students already know this, and you're already obviously seeing it. They attack not just everything all at one time, but you're going to obviously see how they try to mask it with the news or they say some stupid shit like, oh my God, the jobs report. Oh my God, NFP. Yeah, okay. Listen, they were already baiting us to tell you when. Now, the biggest thing that manual intervention does, right? You've probably already noticed this on the week, but it's a little ugly. It's a little ugly. It actually had all of us thinking, right? That like through the week that this could possibly be a just a cycle, you know what I mean? It's the first week of June. And boy, was it ugly. But the problem is another thing they do to start playing around with manual intervention, you start noticing something. Why are all these swings independently ridiculous? Did you start noticing that? All of these runs are ridiculously far, isn't it? It don't feel like a regular week, do it? Now, if these are all like the regular functions that we're used to trading, right? You had some people thinking it was sell side in terms of weekly bias. You had some people changing their bias every 10 seconds, right? Understandable. However, like we said, we're not going to not focus on all of this boatload of liquidity that's underneath us. So we talked about in my Discord where we had that displacement. So we were already looking down. Yeah, we saw it. The only thing is, right? We actually didn't even expect, I'll be honest. We didn't expect these lows until like later this morning. So when we're actually blasting like down from this Asia, right? Because we took the sells here, we traded pretty well on the week. Everybody snapped this week. I'm actually really proud of my students this week. One of their best weeks in trading. Today, man, we did well. We made money, but some of us didn't make the money we wanted to make. And do you know what that does to like the brain when, for example, you don't know how to spot manual intervention and what that means, right? Like what is the end result? Like what the fuck am I even talking about? Dog, I'm talking about this thing. There is a end result here. Them building all of this buy side. I'm not sorry, sell side. I'm not saying that this is something that you're going to continuously try to randomly go at every time you see a sell side candle. No. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail about it. You can watch the members only version, but Wednesday high. I'm about to start calling this the Halloween model because this shit is scary. It's if you understand how Wednesdays work, I'm not going to explain it here, but again, you understand watching this video, you're probably going to be like, damn, you know what? He's right. Wednesday did tell me, damn. We displaced also. This displacement was big for me there. And of course, I mean, when it comes to just generic order flow and shit like that, you understand direction as well. So why the fuck do we even sell it last night? Dog, we're already in a fair value gap. You understand fair value gaps. However, right? They were not expecting. I mean, even me, dog. I was not expecting this one until like literally like it's 3 o'clock now. I didn't expect this target till 3 o'clock today. And I didn't even think about this until today. All of the targeting that I had, right? I'm thinking this is probably like the extent of it. We might be trying to close out the end of the week with like one more run. We all thought like back into the range, right? At least once after our gaps and stuff are rebalanced in this area. Because you have gaps and order blocks right here, right? Jay, what order block? Come on, doc. You know what order blocks look like, brother. Now look, I'm saying you can look directly at it and see what happened. If I go right, what do you think happened? Directly parallel to it. Jay, how you know that was there? Come on, dog. It's an order block. However, what I need you to know, we just said that magic word. I need you to remember in your mind. Ready? We just said order flow. Okay. The thing about manual intervention, right? Like I said earlier, it's just a big ass slingshot. All right. It's a big fucking slingshot. Now, you're going to notice something. When this is happening, I've also talked about why before, but there's somebody somewhere. I'm not going to say a certain president's name or anything like that, but there's somebody somewhere that lost some money. Oh, hey, my brother texted me. What's up? My dog. I'm gonna text him. Like, what up, dog? I'm making a YouTube video. Yo, I love my brother so much, dog. I said I'm talking to the camera while I'm texting. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Oh my god. How you doing? Yeah, I love my brother, man. I haven't seen him in a while. He live all in Delaware, and I'm all been traveling right now. But I will go to Delaware actually quickly to go see him because dude, I haven't been to Delaware since I was like fucking like 5 years old. And I had some family down there. And the only thing I remember, there's a lot of open fucking space down there. I don't even think I was skating down there because there was so much fucking grass where I was at. Like it was cool because like my aunt and uncle had like a pool and like a pool table and there was like a fucking like now that I really think about these memories back, damn, that was crazy. You know how like your core memory gets unlocked when you just think about some random shit? Maybe it's me because this weed is crazy, but however, I love my brother, man. Miss my guy. And you know what's crazy? Because I want to teach my brother how to trade, but I need him to teach me how to get better at FL, dog. Like I'm still like I have my Windows computer in front of me. Like, so right after this video, I'm about to be making beats. But dog, you can't tell me that like I get it, I get it, I get it, right? I'm black, I walk around with a MacBook. Everybody thinks I'm a fucking producer. I get it. I done had that shit happen to me so much walking through the airport, walking through stores. Like I'm in the Apple store. They're asking me, yo, you make beats, dog? I'm a day trader. No, I don't make beats. I'm a day trader. Oh my God. It depends on who I'm talking to. I might not even tell you that. I might just be like, nah, I don't make beats, man. I work at the restaurant down the street. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you really don't want people in your business. But not only that, when you're really thinking about manual intervention, we want to be in their business. So when they're stacking on you like this, the end result is this wild ass move. The end result. How to spot it. I'm talking you actually need more than a week or a week and a half's worth of liquidity. You need a lot, brother. And what I'm even describing right now, right? The smart money, somebody somewhere pays for the algorithm. And if somebody, one of the bigger players, right, really lost some money somewhere, so that means it's probably like somewhere in this area down here. So they probably lost some money somewhere. And so they are really on a mission to get that shit back. That's really what I'm trying to say. And all this stuff here, you can see that like they had other plans, right? And also you can kind of see it gets kind of weird because I told you before, the algorithm itself gets masked by the news. So, dog, if I'm just some dude on YouTube who happened to work with um, some of the smartest people on the planet, and I'm able to learn all this crazy shit about an algorithm, right? And I'm just some dude at the crib. You don't think he don't know about that? Bro, he completely told you what was gonna happen. He told you this shit was gonna go to all-time highs. Go back to the first time he really said it. He fully told you. You gotta flip the hat to the front now. Ready? I flip that to the front. It's my thing, right? What you want to do? Once you start seeing, like I said, it's not like a regular amount of liquidity and it's placed in a certain way. So you're going to have your ultimate, right? Like your obvious ultimate. This is what I'm calling like your real DOL, right? And like I said, the direction used is going to be some wild shit. So yes, we are bullish here, but in terms of the order flow, right? Do you see how this is presented, right? And do you see how long this takes? This is what I mean about manual intervention. Typically, we are not going this sort of range, right? Like we're not going this type of range, right? You won't see this very often, many times a year. But like I said, how to spot them, get them, got them. You need to be able to see all of our relevant liquidity that's fully activated. If this is my current week, you're always going to go back three, okay? Specifically three. So that means not the current week I'm thinking about. Every time you get to the next week, you shift it over. All right. So when it comes to active liquidity, right? One, two, and like I said, brother, I got three. Now, Gem, ready? Now, if you do find yourself on, damn, hold on. This is some real manual intervention shit. This is the week it's going. Like I said, they're going to start off trying to trick you like, oh, the finesse is them trying to make you think that it's an A week. It's just going to per day or swing. What do you need as a setup? You need not one. And that's why I said earlier, like you kind of want to start to use like a week and a half. But in terms of active liquidity, it's really actually looking like the algorithm's eye, right? Like the camera, like the internal camera is actually looking 3 weeks back. So that means, right? On both sides too, not just one, both sides. Brother. And the crazy thing is, me explaining this to you, right? This was actually one of my new learns from last year. I've been doing this for over 10 years, but this is actually one of my new learns from last year. So when I'm spotting it too, right? I didn't actually spot it. And we talked about this in the chat today, right? I didn't even spot it till like the Wednesday. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, hold on. This is some manual intervention shit. Like I said, I have it by memory, right? I didn't write it down. So like I have other spots that I can remember where they did it. It was DeepSeek. They did it a couple months after that in October, and now we got this one. So really thinking about it, it's all the same criteria. And like I said, we're just going to call this the fucking slingshot model or whatever the fuck. Jay's slingshot. Now, there's some other stuff happening algorithmically that I know about. Again, that's some for the members only. So we'll do that right after. But what I'm saying is, we're talking about active liquidity, which you can use not just on manual intervention, but you can use at any week. But like I said, the finesse of all this stuff, you're going to start to really see it. And I'm talking about when they're ready to actually do it. Jay, when are they actually going to slingshot it? This is your visual clue. When you realized that the 2 weeks worth of liquidity is in, okay, it's all to the left of us. You're going to see, again, a good relationship between Friday and Monday. It's a really interesting relationship between Friday and Monday. Because, like I said, they can actually start, it's not just a Wednesday, but this is how I started to think about it that I knew something was off. And again, it's ugly. You know what I mean? Not going to go too much further into like, I did basic stuff on order flow. We're not going to advanced order flow here. That's for mentorship. But I'm also talking about, hey, you're going to see how the relationship between Friday and the Monday, all they did, why the hell did Monday take Friday's liquidity? Why? Now, this will have me flip my hat to the fucking back, dog. I said, oh. Really? Okay. When they finally took it, brother, you realize how, like, not to say it like that, look at the shape. Does that, even after we took the lows, look like something that is long term? Let's zoom in. Now, if we're really talking about turtle soup, right? Why did they make a new liquidity pool? Oh my God. Oh my Jesus. Oh, I was like, where's the water at? I got it. Now, like I said, right? This is not really an actual attack. It's more like they just added to the rest of the liquid. It feels like all this was added to the same shit. You notice how, again, this is a liquidity pool. You notice that the turtle up top, this is multiple wicks. This is way cleaner in terms of a turtle. All your greatest turtles don't look like bullshit, dog. Is this a wild wiki liquidity pool? No. You get where I'm going with that? You get where I'm going with that? Thank you. Self explanatory. However, what else am I caring about? Like I said, the big thing is that Friday, having that relationship with Monday, this not taking and adding to the liquidity, something's off. Something's off. And again, the shape. All these shapes are extreme. If you're not good with market structure, you need to get with me, my guy. Anyway, what's also happening? Watch this. So what happened in reality? Again, these types of ranges are only possible during MI weeks. You're not going to get this type of range outside of this. And what it is, it's massive manipulation. Massive. It's a massive, massive manipulation. And what did they do? You might be new to spotting MI, right? And like I said, it's not often. It's really not. But you see what I mean? There's a reason why they do what they do. It's the extra emphasis on the liquidity is how I can see it. And like I said, I offer to you the biggest thing. Look at the liquidity 1 to 3 weeks back. the algorithm's internal camera is looking back that far anyway. So when you see something like this, and I'm talking in 2 weeks, right? So you can actually look at this. No, is Jay saying that? Is that really what he's saying? You know what I'm about to say, dog. Yes, this concept is as fun as you think. You mean to tell me I can look 1 to 3 weeks in my future and know when I get back down here? Why? Because it's an algorithm, my friend, and your internal liquidity used is only 1 to 3 weeks out at a time, brother. It doesn't go beyond that. It needs to build, 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 then move. Build, 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 move. If you didn't take sales today, it's okay. No, I'm actually being serious. It's okay. What I want you to do instead, start working on your narration. Okay. I want you to also start learning. Yo, I forget how to this tattoo sometimes. I want you to also start thinking about your idea of planning. How do you actually plan scalps versus bigger holds? How do you justify holding when you're not sure where it's going to go? How do you justify all of the weird looking liquidity? What do you do with it? Bro, this weed is so crazy. Because you know me, I'd have smoked like 3 woods by now. Yeah, brother. So what we talked about again is just the insane smart money manipulation. You can see it right in the structure. You can see it in your gold back levels. You can see it when you have weird accumulation throughout the whole week also. It's going to try to trick us to try to be stale until the very end. You're going to see it via like a end of the week kind of more kind of thing. If they do it on like a Sunday or a Monday, we'll talk about that one next. Until then. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, so Discord is still open or whatever. I get emails about it, but I'm terrible at looking at the email thing. So I try to look at it like just twice a week because I get too many emails. So if I don't hit you back for like a day or two, I try to check it on like Wednesdays or Thursdays or like if I don't check it like once on Monday. But if I don't see it on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll hit you back at least by like a Thursday. So all right, y'all. You smoke the rest of this blunt. I'll see you later. Ooh, I guess for my next trip, we go to Delaware. I'll go see my brother.